Okay. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi, Tay. It's so weird calling you Tay, but I also got Mix It Up open today, so actually everybody's actually getting. Okay, we're turning the music off, but everyone's actually getting their honey today. I did fix it from last time. Okay. I don't know. Okay, I was gonna play The Sims today, but I decided on Palia because I'm a sucker, okay? And I really do like my Palia. We're gonna go claim the 10-year, not 10-year, oh my god, 10 million thing in town. Yeah. Right now, there's a thing where you get a free skin. So if you haven't signed on to Palia, at least sign on to Palia so you can get your free skin, like your free outfit. You get 2 free outfits, but that's only if you signed on 10 times. Palia is amazing. I go back and forth whether I like want to play Palia or I don't, but I feel like I always go back to playing Palia. But yeah, if you haven't claimed your free outfit, claim your free outfit. I want to see what you get because I got the ugliest outfit ever. I got the ugliest outfit ever. Oops. But yeah, the 10th gift is also another mystery outfit, but that's only if you signed in 10 times. Um, actually, I think I have eggs for this. For this one. Okay. We do have to work on these bounties. Which I have not been working on these bounties, but I really want to work on these bounties. I really just have to do the fishing one and also the white stone slab one, which I think I have white stone at the house. And then I just need to collect the eggs, which the eggs I'm pretty sure you just collect from like doing stuff. So like doing like the thing. Like yellow egg is for like catching bugs, and this one's for like mining or foraging, and this one is for hunting. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Well, I also got this one. I think I got the red egg from doing stuff with the animals, but okay, let's actually write down what we need. I should be using my iPad for this, but I think my iPad is dead. So, like, I literally got an iPad for me to take notes on. Oh, I broke my pencil. Radiant sunfish, we need 1. We need a stickleback. We need 5 of those. And then we need an enchanted pupfish. We need 5 of those, but they need to be gold. They need to be gold. Gross. Now we need to figure out where to get those, but we're gonna go back to the house. You're here. I thought you were playing Slay the Spire. Oh, you're not there. You're gone. Did you just sub to me? Did it not alert anybody? Because I just got a thing that said that you subbed to me. Hey, I love you. Oh, there it goes. I was like, it didn't notify me. Oh my god, I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Okay, I'm pretty sure I have... I got on to get my daily coin thing. Okay, I was like, you were there. I saw you. I'm not crazy. Oxy, hi. I know I'm not crazy. I'm like, I saw you there. And then you disappeared. And I was like, bruh. What did I come in here for? No. No. I knew I had things cooking up. Here we go. I was like, I knew I had things. I know, isn't my little bee perfect? Now we just need to go hunting for a bee plushie. When you come back to the game, hopefully next week after you move in, we're going bee hunting. Bee plushie hunting. Okay. We're going to put that... Hold on. Welcome to the way I play, which is just me running back and forth because I remembered that I want to do things. I don't know where to put this. I also got this, and I got this. They're just gonna hang out here for now. Because I don't know where to put that. Okay. We have like 500 eggs on us. Why? And we have elder clam mushrooms. Why? Don't know. Okay. We were working on this quest that's on the side, like right above my head, and we were trying to look for a black pearl, but a black pearl is absolutely horrendous. Like it's so difficult to find. And that's what I was working on before, like when I was off stream. It's so hard to find a black pearl. I think I only ever found like 1 or 2 in total, like the whole time I've ever played the game. But yes, welcome to the Hive. The Hive is a great place. It's a great place. Okay. Also, my VTuber model that I commissioned, I just saw the artwork for it yesterday or 2 days ago, and it's so freaking cute. I need to show you. I need to show it to you. It's so cute. I am obsessed with it. It's a chibi model, so it's gonna be like cute and small. Here. Nice. Nice. Elderwood lotus. Let's claim that. And honeybee lowers. We're gonna need those when we go bee hunting. All right. So let's go. We could either go fishing or we could go looking for oysters to get a black pearl. I wonder if, hold on, I'm Googling it. I wonder if one of these fishes are in the same place where I have to go for black pearls, because if that's the case, they're called sticklebacks. Ooh, it's a real fish. The real fish popped up. All right, where do you find these? No. This you find in, what time is it in this game right now? 8:30 p.m. You find it in the morning and the day from 3 a.m. to 6 p.m. only in Kilima rivers for the sticklebacks. And then for the radiant sunfish, it's also in Kilima rivers. Everything's in Kilima. And what about the enchanted pupfish? I can't spell. Enchanted pupfish. Also in Killama. Well, no. Enchanted pupfishes are in Killama lakes any time of the day. So everything is in Killama. So I guess we could just go fishing then. Clicky clacky. I know. Can you hear my clicking clacking? Okay. Let's see. I guess let's go fishing then. So the pupfishes you can catch at any time of the day, and the radiant sunfish you can catch at any time of the day. So the radiant sunfish, it's in the rivers. So we can catch it over here with a worm. Is more attracted to worms and can be caught in Kilma rivers at any time of the day. Okay. I guess that's what we're doing. Okay. I'll get my black pearl one day. I'll get it one day, I promise. And then we need worms. But does it matter if it's gold? It didn't say gold, so I guess I shouldn't get the gold ones. This is slow as hell. Okay. Sticklebacks. No, we're not looking for sticklebacks. We're looking for a radiant sunfish. Hi, Busby. How are you? I'm good. I'm actually really good. I was kind of nervous like going to stream today because I didn't feel the greatest today, but I feel actually pretty good. I've just been so tired. I don't know what it is. The other day, well, it is that time of the month for me, so that's probably why I'm extremely tired, but the other day I literally slept in bed and was in bed for 24 hours straight. It was a little crazy. And I've just been so tired the past like 2-3 days. But I feel really good right now. We're just fishing in Palia, trying to catch. I forgot what we're trying to catch. I can't look. Something sunfish. Not this freshwater eel. Cool though, but that's not what I wanted. Mine starts next week. I already feel the cramps. Oh my god. This one, like I have been on it for like the past 3-4 days now, and it's just like the worst ever. Like I feel like I had to literally call out of work on Friday because I just felt like crap all day. Like I woke up and I was pale. I felt so bad. I don't know what is going on, but just one of those months, I guess. I don't know. Am I red-bellied piranha? That's all I'm gonna catch today. That's all I'm gonna catch. I'm really excited for you to get back on this game so I have somebody to play with all the time. Because then we can start hosting like cooking parties and stuff. We can put them on the Palia party app and it'll be so much fun. We got a blue egg. Nice, we need those, so that's good. We could do some cooking parties because I have my cooking plot. I also have my cake plot, which I have not used yet and I really, really want to use. And we could do some hunting parties. And then like I said, I really want the bee plush so bad. I know. It's been crazy for you. I really want the bee plush, and I need somebody to go bee hunting with me because I don't want to do it by myself. We're never gonna find this fish. I'm so impatient when it comes to fishing. I've never gone fishing in real life, but I feel like I'd be too impatient to do it. I feel like I could not do it. Because literally fishing in real life is just waiting. And I couldn't do it. I have a cooking pot and a cake pot too, so I'm excited. Ooh, you do? Ooh, I need to see them. I have not seen... Have you showed me your cooking pot? I'm pretty sure you showed me your cake pot, but I don't think I've seen your cooking pot. I'm excited. I've been trying to collect materials to get honey lures, to make honey lures, so we can like go bug hunting. I've been really trying to gather these materials. I think I have a good amount of materials to make it now. I've been trying to get, because you need the beard peat or something. I don't know what it's called. I've been trying to get these like moss things. And I think they increase the amount that spawn into the world, because last time I played, I swore you could only get like 2 or 3 of the bearded peat moss thing. But now you can get a lot of them. Like last time I went down and grabbed some in Bahari, I got like 6 or 7. 6, 7, sorry. Oh my god, I'm embarrassing. You were working on it before everything happened? Ooh, okay. I want to see. I kind of want to fix up my cooking pot. I do like it, but I want to fix it up a little bit. Make it cuter, decorate it a little bit, because it's not really decorated. There's somebody fishing with me. Her name's Kalwai. Kalwai. I don't think her name is very difficult to say, but it's cute. She's cute. But yeah, if you haven't signed on to Palia, make sure you sign on at least once, real quick, just to get your premium outfit. If you haven't yet, make sure you do. I don't want you to miss out on the premium outfit, because you might get something cute. Some people have gotten like the fairy dresses and stuff. I didn't get that, but that's cute. Damn, did she got what she wanted already? Am I just unlucky? I didn't get it, right? I don't think I got it. No, I just got freshwater eels and red-bellied piranhas.
Kitty Tobin's just raided with 10 viewers.
How are you? How are you doing? How was your stream? Tell me all about it. What were you doing? Well, I think, were you the one playing, oh my god, Pokemon? Sorry, I like popped into stream, but I forgot if it was you or the person before that was playing Pokemon. You were playing Pokemon. Okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure I popped in recently and was looking. But I was cooking dinner, so I couldn't really stay and chat. How is Pokemon? That's awesome. We're just playing Palia and relaxing. Palia and chill is essentially what we're doing. Hi, Casey. I hope everyone's having a good day. I'm super excited for karaoke. I kind of want to join. Okay, my problem with joining is that I'm not good at singing. So I'm kind of embarrassed to join and like sing horribly and everybody make fun. Well, okay, nobody's gonna make fun of me, but I don't know. Just some casual gameplay. I've had the DLC for it since it launched, but never played, so I figured it was time. It was time. Which Pokemon were you playing? I love Pokemon. Yeah, I'm not much of a singer myself. Are you gonna sing, Casey? Because that's gonna be hilarious if so. Like I haven't. No, absolutely not. Okay. I was about to say, I was like, that would be hilarious. Yeah, I'm not much of a singer. Like, I sing to myself and like enjoy singing to myself, but I don't know how I would like singing on stream in front of people. I don't know. I'm not that good of a singer. Be doing all that. And yeah, I'd be embarrassed. I would literally die. Oh my god, this fish is so cool. In front of a crowd though, I'm good. Exactly. But I'll be there. I'll be there hanging out. I'll be there cheering whoever's singing. You do sing and you sing good. I, on the other hand, do not sing good. Oh my god, I was playing karaoke. What the heck was it? Fortnite like singing festival now. Like they have singing now. And I was playing that with my kids, and my kids are just dying laughing at me. They're like, you did great, mother. You did great. I was like, shut up. It was fun though. You see, I could do that with my kids, but like other people, I don't know how I feel singing in front of other people. Like my kids know I don't sing great, so they're just gonna cheer me on no matter what because they're my kids, you know? Oh, but I totally forgot to say anything about myself. I suck when people raid me because I'm always like, hi, welcome in, tell me about your stream. And then I forget to tell anybody anything about myself every single time because who am I? Who the fuck cares? I don't know. But I'm D. I am I would say a cozy streamer. I play a lot of Palia. We play Marvel Rivals here and there. And yeah, mainly I focus on creating a cozy, accepting community more so than like the games I play. The community is the aspect. That aspect is more important than anything to me. I sang sometimes on VC with you because one of my fave songs would come on. Yeah, you sing really good. You're a good singer. You and Kate are really good singers. And I'm like, I need to stop surrounding myself with people that can sing because then I feel even more embarrassed to sing. You know, I used to have this thing that pops up when people raid me that like pops up and like tells a little blurb. Is that the word? I don't know, about myself, and I don't have that anymore. I should do that again. I should do that again. I think who does that? I think Cutesy does it, and I love that she does that. I used to do it too, but ever since I had to like restart my OBS stuff and like redo everything, I've been lazy with my streaming and I have not done everything that I wanted to do. 10 out of 10, do not recommend having to redo everything in your stream. Am I really not gonna catch this fish? I mean, we caught an energized piranha. It said with worms. I literally just DM'd you about that. You did. I was like, I used to have something like that, but I really should do it again because I forget to talk about myself. Like, I'm really bad at talking about myself. Hold on. I need to look at it again because am I going crazy? Radiate sunfish is more attracted to worms and can be caught in Kilima rivers and Kilima Valley at any time of the day. Okay, no, I'm just unlucky. Good to know. Okay. I'm just unlucky. It's fine. It's fine. Allie. Can I just call you Allie? But hi, welcome in. Welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Can you, I don't remember if it automatically gave Kitty Toe Beans a shout out or not. If not, can I do it? How do I do a shout out? Like that. Oh, I almost messed that up. Okay, there we go. If you're not following them, make sure you give them a follow. I was like, I almost fucked that up. Almost typed it incorrectly. No, you're okay. You are okay. I know you're on mobile. Oh, let me actually write that down, that I need to do auto shoutouts for raiders because my pencil broke. Because I forget. Is this the fish? It looks different. No! It's not the fish, it's a golden salmon. I was so excited. It looked different than everything else. I was so excited for a second. A stickleback? Wait a second. Oh, we need those. We need 5 of them. I think it's the time for the sticklebacks. They come at like 3 a.m. to like 6 p.m. or something. Nice. So now we have 2 fish that we need in this section. It's still just really weird that we haven't gotten the 1 fish though. But it says it's available with worms. Okay, we'll get it. We will get it. It'll be fine. Yeah, after this stream at 9, we're raiding into the Fruities team, and they're having a whole karaoke thing. But like I said, I'm not joining it. And we are celebrating the 2 years of the Fruities team like being a thing, which is super cool. I think I've been with the Fruities for, I think it's been over a year at this point now. I think it's been over a year. I don't remember when I joined. Yeah. I think it's been over a year because I took like a 6-month break. So it definitely has probably been over a year now. The only reason I did want to join the karaoke tonight is because I made myself a 3D model and it looks like my model like right now, and I made it myself and I'm super proud of it and I kind of want to show it off and like that's the only reason. Yeah, I figured out how to make myself a 3D model. It was it's not perfect because I didn't know how to do certain things to it. Um I love and my 3D model is so cute. I want to stream with it. Um it's not perfect because I made it myself and I made it within like 2 or 3 hours, so I didn't put too much time into it. So it's not perfect, but it's super cute and I really really want to stream with it and like use it. Yeah. I just don't know how to I don't know how to stream with it. So I have to figure that out. But I really want to use it. It's really cute. Maybe we'll do a VR chat adventure on stream one day. But yeah, I've been using my 2D model ever since I started VTubing. So like I have no idea anything in the world of 3D models or anything. So I was super proud of myself when I made it. It doesn't have any like it doesn't have the bee antennas or anything because I didn't know how to add them. So I still need to figure that out. Pickleback! I think we got 2 now. We need 5 of them. I might take up that offer because I have no idea what I'm doing. I might message you. Because I know you stream with your 3D model. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I don't even know what software I use. Like, I don't know anything. I might message you. And the coolest thing about it was that everything I did was free. What is it called? Okay, I'm writing this down. Like, it literally looks like this model that I'm currently using, and it was free. You could buy, like, outfits and stuff. I haven't bought any outfits or anything like that. I'm using everything that came with it, so it was all free. But eventually I want to buy outfits because, obviously, the outfit that, like, there's not that many outfits that come with the like, V-Roid Studio or whatever it's called. Yes, I did see that people recommend Booth for outfits, so I need to look. I haven't looked yet. But I need to look at outfits, and I want to figure out how to put the bee antenna on my head. And then, other than that, I feel like I'll be pretty happy with my 3D model. Ooh, almost lost this fish. No! And it's a stickleback. You never pay more than 10 bucks for a whole fit? Really? That's really good. Okay, I'm definitely gonna take a look. Because that's the only thing. I just have the free outfit on. But still, even that, like, the fact that I'm like, dang, like, everything was free. And I'm using a customizable model right now, and I paid like $130 or something for it. And I'm like, if you want to start VTubing, people always say like, oh, VTubing is so expensive to start. And honestly, it's really not. Like, you can really start up with something for free or really cheap, like under 50 bucks. And even my other model, I have a chibi model that I used a couple days ago, and it was completely free to use. So, like, you just have to look and, like, look up tutorials and stuff like that. You can definitely do it for cheap. I always tell people, I'm like, you could definitely do it for cheap or free. If you do some research, put in some time, and want to learn, you can definitely do it. Like, you do not have to use these expensive models. And even so, like, the customizable models look really, really good. Like, the one I'm currently using, I absolutely love it. And like I said, I think I paid $130, which isn't even bad. 3D was great for being able to make my own emotes and stuff too. Really? You see, I need to look at what I can do with my 3D model. I need to look because I'm opening up the door and figuring and finding out more things about it. The bee is adorable. It is. It's cute. You animated this and made it into an emote? And that is from your 3D model? That's so freaking cool. That is cool. You see, I'm learning. Yeah, that's the only thing with 2D. Like, you can't really do things like that. It's cute. I love my 2D model, but still. It's really cool. And with a 3D model, you have hands. Somebody in one of my YouTube videos actually told me, they were like, it's creepy that VTubers don't have hands. And I was like, you know what? You're right. We don't have hands unless you're a 3D model. And I guess you could do like assets and stuff. There's assets that you can add hands to your 2D model. But you can't really move them like a 3D model. So that's that's cool. I use my hands way too much. I use my hands to talk too. So it's so weird, like, not having hands. Like, I use my hands to talk everything I say, I use my hands. So it's very strange because you guys can't see that I'm using my hands, but I am using them. So I think that that's really cool. I am never gonna catch this fish. It's so sad. Unless I looked away and I did catch it. No, those are sticklebacks. It's a golden salmon. Because I like to look away and not realize that I caught something. But I don't think I caught it. There. Oh, it says it right there that it's for something. For the bundle or something. Cool. Cool. Oh, somebody's fishing with me. I think they're too far for it to count, but they're fishing with me in spirit. And she's cute. Look at her dress. And I'll say this again, in case nobody heard me before. If you play Palia and you want a free mystery giveaway outfit thing, make sure you sign in because they're doing like a celebration right now and you get a free premium outfit for free if you just sign in and claim it. If you play Palia. Because the outfits are expensive. So I bought like this outfit with my own money, but it's freaking expensive. So getting a free premium outfit is awesome. I got the ugliest premium outfit that you could possibly get, but thank you. I love the hat too. It has a little froggy on it. And it moves around when I walk. It's really cute. Like it bounces. At least I'm getting eggs. Let me eat my burger. I didn't realize at the time, but apparently I lucked out with my free outfit. What did you get? What did you get? I got the ugliest outfit ever. I don't even know what the outfit... I have to look at the premium store because I don't even know what the outfit is called that I got. Let me see. This is not the right button. Press the wrong button. Let's see. What is the outfit that I even got? It was so ugly. I was so upset. Cannot wait to spend monies on more outfits. I know when I get paid, I'm like, I'm gonna buy another outfit. Like I would have been happy with literally anything else. Like this one, Bahari B, cute. Got the pixie. I don't even know what that looks like. Is it up here? Let me see. I want to look. In ambassador color. So even if it's my color theme, what the heck? You're so lucky. That's awesome. I'm jealous. I am jealous. Let's see. The Bahari B one is so cute. Like this one. Cute. Oh, this one? This is so cute. You got it in this color? Oh my god. I love this one. And the hat is everything. You're so lucky. I'm trying to find the one that I got. It's so ugly. I couldn't even believe that it was an outfit. Like, I was so upset. It was this one. I got one of these. I don't remember the color that I got, but it was one of these. This is the outfit that I got. Guys, I'm so upset. I'll take it because it's free. Fine, but yikes. Ugly. I changed with the pants to pair free shorts to make it more spring summer. It's so cute. It is such a cute outfit. Yeah, I got this. Pretty sure, I don't remember which one it was, but oh, it says owned. I got these, both of these. Where did I get both of them? Wow, they felt so bad for me. They gave me 2 different colors. But look how ugly. How ugly. I cannot be seen in that. I cannot be seen in this outfit. So, not wearing it, but thank you anyways, game. I appreciate the free outfit. But yeah, the pixie outfit is cute. There's so many cute outfits. Like, I would have been happy with like so many of them. Ah! Radiant sunfish. Oh my god, we got it. We got it. We caught it. Okay. And we got 5 sicklebacks. Okay. Okay. I'm putting it in the board before I eat it or something. Okay, so now we just need the enchanted pupfish. We need 5 gold of them. And if I remember correctly, they're found in the Killable Lake at any time of the day with glowworms. Okay. So, over here. We're over here in the lagoon at any time of the day. So let's go fishing. Let's repair everything while we're here. Okay, and then let's go. Let's go. Hi, Shane. Like, look at my little frog. He just bounces when I'm running. He's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Okay. It needs to be gold, too. So it has to be in one of these like gold spots. So it's gonna be fun. We need 5 of them. Oh, I also had blue eggs. I forgot to put those in. Okay. Enchanted pupfish! Nice. Okay. Need 5 of them. It might not be hard to catch or something. They're asking for 5. I hope. Beluga. Sturgeon. Okay. The fun part is going to be that we need these, like, spots. So it only can be... I wonder if I have my Palia map up, does it show me all the spots? It does. Okay. That is not close enough. This is what I got out of that spot? Bad. Okay. We're gonna go this way. Oh, I'm always down to get some clay. Oh, my inventory's full. Let's go send my bee with things. Makeshift patio umbrella. Okay, let's see. Let's send them out with all this stuff, I think. Yes. Thank you. Like, I don't think I need clay, but I feel like clay is always good to grab. Oh wait, there's one right here. So far away. Okay, hopefully that was close enough. It was, but this is not the right fish. Here's some clay. Is there any? Yes, okay. So I have this Palia map open, and I don't care if people say that it's like cheaty or something, I don't know, but it tells you where things are, which is really nice instead of like chasing my own tail and like getting lost and not figuring out where anything is. It kind of just tells me where things are. It's really nice. Oh, that was not in the bubble. They caught a, oh my God. What is that fish? That big fish. Oh, they didn't catch it. They didn't catch it. What happened there? Ooh, also there's some silver. I'm gonna grab it while I'm over here. Okay. Back to fishing. Enchanted pupfish, you can do it. I believe in you. I believe. It's not what I'm catching though. It's another one of those. I wish there was a way that I could show you the map also, so you guys can see what I'm looking at too. Because I can literally see what I'm going to catch before I catch it. There probably is a way. I could probably just share my screen or something. Okay, there is none on that side. So we're gonna walk back. We are going to walk back. Oh, there is clay here though. Nothing. I got green egg. Oh, there's a spot. Oh, I don't know if that's close enough. Not. Okay. Sometimes it looks like it's going to be close enough, and it's not. That might be... Well, that seems fine. There's supposedly one right here. I want Chinese food. It's such a random want, but I really want Chinese food. Do you want Chinese food? Chinese food would slap, right? I'm sorry. It sounds so good. I want Chinese food so bad. It would, right? Oh, my inventory is too full. I have to get rid of some stuff. We're gonna throw away these rocks. I don't need them right now. I'm too far. We should be fine. Hopefully. I hope so. I might make myself some white rice and then make some fried rice And then that is how I curve my I want Chinese food addiction. Not addiction, but you know what I mean. Just finished making a shawarma marinade for a huge pack of chicken I got on sale. Ooh, that sounds so good. That also sounds really good. But yeah, I was thinking, where'd it go? My inventory's full. Hold on. Groovy. Hold on. Crap. 2 more minutes. I don't have 2 minutes. Okay, let's just eat something. Okay. I just wanted it in case there was a plushie in it. I feel old. Stand up and my knees crack. Girl. You're not old. Mine do that too, though. But I'm now in my 30s. Which is so weird to say that I am now in my 30s. Oh my god. Ugh. Ugh. Gross. I don't want to be in my 30s, guys. I feel so old when I say that. I'm only 27, but I have the body of a 45-year-old. I have 3 kids. I feel like I'm like 60 years old. It's so bad. Sorry to anyone 45 here. No, for real though. Like okay, I'm gonna sell this. I feel like I'm in my 60s. I swear my kids aged me. We're gonna sell that. We're gonna sell that. We'll keep 1. We need that. I don't need this proud horn. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was 23, 24. I know, and I was still in my 20s. Now I'm old. Do I have any pup fishes? No, I don't. Get your daily honey. But yeah, I'm in my 30s now. I turned 30 this year. I'm 44. I'm old. You're not old. I just feel old. But my kids also age me like 100 years, it feels like. You know? When you have kids, they like age you by like 30 years, it feels like. But yeah, I'm 30. I turned 30 in February. Hi! Welcome in! Welcome in! Welcome in! Welcome in, Raiders. Hi, Sorrow King. What were you streaming? Okay, we're gonna do the shout out thing correctly.
Sorrow King just raided with 5 viewers.
We're going to do it correctly. Okay, I think I did it right. Welcome in. How was your stream? Tell me all about it. If you don't know who I am, I'm D. I would say every time I'm gonna do this, I would say I'm a cozy streamer. I've been playing a lot of Palia, and here and there we play Marvel Rivals. Because I like to hate myself sometimes, so we do that with Marvel Rivals. But you're playing Palia too. That is so exciting. Did you get a cute skin for your... I'm gonna ask everybody this. Did you get a cute skin for your free skin? Or were you cursed like me and got an ugly skin? Were you cursed? Okay, what were we doing? We were fishing. We were fishing for pupfishes, but I needed to empty my inventory. Let's go to the bulletin board and put these eggs in there too. Also, there's an ad that's going to start up soon. I apologize. I apologize. We like to crash out on Marvel Rivals. We do. We do. Or Fortnite or something ridiculous like that. Something that makes you hate yourself a little bit, you know? You need a game that, like, you just get on there to get angry. You need something like that. You got a cute cardigan turtleneck thing? You like it? It's cute? You're lucky. I'm so happy you got something cute. I got the ugliest thing ever. I'm so jealous of everybody. I'm hoping the second outfit is cute. It's called my PhD program. Oh my god. I totally get that. I'm in school, not in a PhD program, but I am in school, and that also makes me hate myself. So I get it. I totally get that. Thankfully, not in a PhD program. Won't ever be in a PhD program because I don't hate myself that much, but I hate myself a little bit. My brother is in a PhD program and he like hates himself. He's happy he's doing it, but I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. It's a crochet checks part of the smoking jacket set. I want to see. I'm gonna look at everybody's like. I'm like, what did everybody get? This outfit's cute. I don't know if I would wear it, but it's cute. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Um. I just realized they have a shirt that says "I heart Einar." That's so freaking funny. I need that. BRB, no problem. I have something like that too. It's called Working at a Men's Shelter. He knows the stories. Yeah, no, you do hate yourself for working at that job. That is absolutely horrible. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Which one was it? Smoking jacket. Am I blind? Why are there so many outfits? I kind of like this one. Cute. It's giving 90s anime, and I love it. It's giving 90s anime. Wow. I also have this skin, this outfit. I give up. I don't know where it is. There's no way it's this deep. No. I don't know. Cute though. I'm jealous. If you like your skin, I'm jealous. Okay, let's go fishing again. I also bit my tongue and it hurts now. It's giving Sailor Moon, right? That's how it feels. It's really cute. Really, really cute. Also, did you see in the farming, like, for like the animals, like you like taking care of your own animals, you can get bees now. They're called bumbles, and it's level 9 ranching, I think, which I'm not at. I'm at level 8, and it's the cutest thing I have ever seen, and I want one, but I can't get it yet, so it's okay. Okay, let's see. Are there any spots? There's one here. But yeah, if anybody plays Palia and wants to add me, you totally can. I need to change my name on Palia, but right now it's just Fondly. I will be hosting like cooking events and um hunting events and things like that in my Discord. I definitely want to do like a bee hunting event soon, so we'll be doing that soon in the Discord. Oh, that wasn't close enough. Oh, that might have been close enough. You're back. Welcome back. They're probably starving now. You have the pink ones? They'll be the first ones I feed. Oh my god, all my animals were so sad when I finally got to them because I didn't play for like a month or so. All my animals were so sad. I felt bad for them. It's okay. What the heck is this fish? Alligator gar. What outfit did you get? I got this like I don't remember what it was called. It's like a fisherman outfit or something. And it was ugly. It was ugly. Yours is cute. Mine is ugly. Any one of the turtleneck ones are cute, but like mine has like this like weird fishing. I don't know. You didn't play since January? Jeez. Yeah, they're gonna be dead. No, I'm kidding. Thank you so much for the follow. Anonymous follows are on. Actually, some of my animals were already elderly, and I was like, oh, I'm sad. I'm sad. But I could still breed them, which I thought you couldn't, but like, I'll take it. But yeah, right now we are just focusing on our weekly, it's not weekly, but like the bundles on the board. And trying to complete them. And the only ones that I had left is the fishing one, so we're working on the fishing ones. But yeah, I'm Fondly in game. I can show you. I probably won't even show you. But I'm Fondly in game. Fawnlie. So if you wanted to add me in game, you totally can. I eventually will change my name in game, but I'm too lazy to do that. You dropped me a follow. Thank you. Let me do that to you too, because I also love supporting fellow VTubers. And I've been trying to like be more in like the VTubing community recently and like try to like support VTubers and talk in chats and like hang out in Twitter and stuff like that recently. And I've met some really nice VTubers. Thank you. Thank you. I really like my model. He's a cutie patootie. Cute. Eventually, I'll get my custom model and I'll be super happy. One thing I did recently with my model was remove the boobs. I don't know if anybody realized. I removed my boobs mainly because I decided that I didn't want any like sexualizing at all of my model or anything like that. Like I don't want any artwork that is like sexualizing or like sexual or anything. I don't want to attract the wrong type of people, I guess. So I removed them completely. So I have none. I'm a flat chested girly. And my custom model is going to be a chibi model, so it's even going to be even more not sexualized, and I'm really excited about it. You can see that too, but it's so hard because I'm shy. Oh my god, I totally get it. I am also a very shy person. I suck at making friends. Like, I am the worst when it comes to making friends. But recently I told myself I need to get out of my bubble and just like be more social. Like, even if that's just like just chatting, like just talking to other people, like just commenting on their things and stuff. because I need to get out of my bubble. I need to make more friends. Makes me sad. I need to get out of my bubble. You can't be my only friend. Like I had a collab like last week, I think, and I was like, I finally made a friend. I was like, I never do collabs. Not anymore. I used to a bunch, but then I kind of like enclosed myself and haven't done collabs with literally anybody for like years. And recently I've been like, okay, we're gonna do collabs. We're gonna hang out with people. Thank you for the sippy sip. I'll drink some water. I'm like, we're going to meet people this year. I'm forcing myself. Come on. You can do it. My one and only besties. I know. You'll always be my bestie. You'll always be the number one. But yeah, it's been nice though, like meeting other VTubers especially. Because like I started off as a regular like face cam streamer. So that's like all I knew. And like a lot of my friends that I still know in the space are just like face cam streamers. They're not VTubers. So I don't know a lot of VTubers. Well, now I do, but I didn't know a lot of VTubers. And it was like very like daunting going into the space and being like, I am like very new to this part of the Twitch space. Beastie! Stop it. That's so cute. That's so cute. There is clay right there. Oh, I missed. Is there a spot right here? There's not. Okay, we're walking back. We are going to get these pupfishes. I refuse. What's this? A plushie pool? I always forget that there's like these like little things to redeem. Not redeem, but like forage, I guess. And I forget about them. Like every day there's like new spots to forage. And you get something from them. One day I'll get this pupfish. One day. I think I got 1 or 2 so far. Sadly gonna go take a nap. I'll be back next stream. Okay, go take your nap. You have work. Work is stressful. Go sleep. Go sleep some. Thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit, though. I appreciate you. Hopefully that's close enough. Hopefully. I almost called out of my shift. Oh my god, that's how I felt on Friday. I was like, I need the money so bad, but I feel like shit, so I had to call off. I get it. But go to work. If you feel okay, go to work. Go get some sleeps. Hopefully you feel better if you don't feel good, but sometimes you just need a little bit of sleep. I don't know how you work the overnight shift. I don't know how you do it. Go get some sleep. Oh, you know, that was a fail. Yeah, that's what I wanted. The hungry archer thing. Night night. Good night. What am I doing? Trying to go to my fishing thing. Okay, we're gonna go around and see if there's any spots over there. I don't have my map up, which is why I don't know. Is that a spot? No.
Thank you for your patronage.
Thank you so much for the bits. I appreciate you so much. And for the follow. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Gonna leave a lurk. It was nice meeting you. It was nice meeting you. I hope to catch you in your next stream. Thank you so much. And if everybody hasn't followed them, make sure that you follow Sorrow King. You're most welcome. Gonna leave you a lurk. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. There are no fishing spots. Okay, we're gonna walk around. We're gonna walk around. Walk around, walk around. My alert command doesn't work. You're telling me my alert command does not work. I guess it doesn't. That's sad. Something else for the list of things I have to do. Every time I stream, I find new things that I need to fix. Alert command. Okay. The pupfish said it was all day, I'm pretty sure. Felt like this was a rare bug. It wasn't, but they gave me a pretty flower though. I felt like that was a bug I don't see very often, so I felt like I needed it, but it's okay. Just keep fishing, just keep fishing. Dang, our fishing level is already 31. That's not bad. Also, why? It broke. We can claim things. I've been trying to get this Path of the Tadpole so badly because I really want this. Well, first of all, I really want this alchemist fireplace recipe, but I really want this conservatory recipe. Look how freaking pretty that is. I want it so bad. So we're trying. But we got the alchemist recipe bundle, which is really good because that means I can make another room, which I've been wanting to because I want a bathroom in my house. But I didn't realize that you had to get the pieces now and like recipes instead of buying them like they used to be. Okay, we're going back. We're going backwards. Nice. That was perfect. Kind of. Why do they have to be starred? That's what makes it difficult. Like, I feel like I would have already gotten all the pupfishes, but it has to be starred. Also, I played Loftia, and it was so cute. I played Loftia, like, what, 2 days ago? For the the closed beta. Because I won a giveaway for a key, which was super exciting. So I got to play, and it's the cutest game ever. I don't know if it'll pop Palia. I don't know. But it's a really cute game, and the story was really cute, and I really liked it so far. So I'll probably be playing that on this, like, channel, too. Especially once it's out. I didn't catch more pupfishes, right? Like, I'm not going crazy. No. Quartz, nice. Let me open up the map again. It was very helpful having it open. Let me see if I can, like, have my chat open and the map at the same time. I can. Nice. I need 3 screens. So bad. I never feel like I need 3 screens unless I'm streaming, but when I'm streaming, man, 3 screens would be the most helpful thing ever. I used to have 3 screens, but I felt like I never used my 3rd screen, but now I'm like, I'm using, like, I've been, like, splitting my 2nd screen a lot because I feel like I need 3 screens. I kind of want more energy drink. I've been playing Until Dawn. Hopefully this is close enough. It is. Until Dawn on my, like, alone time. And it's been kind of nice. I've been wanting to play Until Dawn for so freaking long, and I just started it last night, and it's honestly really, really good. It's not a game I'd play on stream, though, but it's honestly really, really good. I didn't get too far. I probably got, like, 2 hours in or so. All I want is a fishy. Not this fishy, but another fishy. Another fishy. I do really like this, like, Palia map, though. It's really helpful, especially, like, when I'm going mining and stuff. Like, finding, like, iron and copper and gold. It's really helpful in that sense. It also updated, and now you can see like the bugs flying around. I don't know if it was like that before, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't. And it's really nice. Like you can see them live, like live movement and everything. This way. That was by mistake. Wait, I'm pretty sure I just found a hack. If I can see what I'm fishing up, right? And if I can see what I'm fishing up before it starts bubbling and I pick up my fishing rod, then because it's not the right fish, it goes away and it switches what fish I'm picking up. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me cook. Let me cook. Let me cook. That's not what I want to do. This is the worst spot ever. Okay. Like right there. It showed me that it's not the right fish. It's not the right fish. So then I can just keep switching what fish it's gonna be. Ah, it does switch every time. Like right now, it's gonna be the right fish. Guys, I just hacked the system. I'm sure everybody already knew this, and I am just new to everything, but... Okay, we're gonna do that again. And see if it works. The gold went away. Now it's just gonna be a regular pupfish? It's just gonna be a regular pupfish? Oh no, it's still a gold pupfish. Nice. Okay, so how many? We have 3. I'm pretty sure we either have 1 or 2. So I'm gonna try to catch one more. Because we either have 1 or 2. I'm fishing too quickly, it says. The wrong fish! Oop, that was wrong. That was actually not even going to be a fish. I guess I should have picked that up, but it's fine. Oh, I want this one. Hold on. This isn't the fish I want, like wanted, but I do want this fish. ancient fish! Ah! Like, that wasn't the fish like I originally wanted, but I definitely will always take an ancient fish. Okay, this is a pupfish. So this will be our last pupfish, and then I think that's all we need. Okay, so now let's go back to the village. Ooh, there's supposedly copper right here. I'll take it. I don't think I need copper, but I feel like it's always good to have, like, extras, you know? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? How did it end up all the way over there? I can't loot it. It's stuck. It's alright. Okay. Because it's supposedly right here. But I still, if I'm pressing F, still doesn't do anything. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Oh, Sabira is supposedly here. No, she's not. She's not there. Let's go back into town and let's put the stuff in. We almost got all the blue eggs. Almost. We're so close to getting all the blue eggs. We just have to do a little bit more fishing, probably. Okay. I think we're going to head back home, drop off all the stuff we don't need in our inventory, and then head to Bahari Bay, I think is what we're going to do, and try to get this black pearl that I've been trying to get. Really bad. Okay. Why can I not see myself? Oh my god. There it goes. I was like, hello? Let's put some of this stuff away. We're gonna keep one. We're gonna keep that. I don't know why, but we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep one of these, one of these, one of these, one of these, one of those. We're gonna keep all the stone. We're gonna keep this ancient fish. I actually want it to go into this storage. Okay, and we're gonna sell everything else. Because I want to do a fish party, but I only want to do it with like gold ancient fish or, well, gold epic. I think it's epic or legendary fish only, because then you make a crap ton of money. But I only have Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Yeah, the epic fish. I have a couple of rare fish that we can use, but I really want to do it with like epic fish. I think it's, I don't know if it's sushi. It's sashimi. If you do sashimi with like epic fish or legendary fish, you make a crap ton of money. So I really want to do that party real bad soon. I just need to spend like an evening fishing, honestly. Okay. We're gonna go to Bahari Bay. And we're just going to go to the beach and try to get some pearls. Hopefully. We're gonna attempt. We're gonna try. Okay. Um, Beachcomber Cove. And we're gonna try our best. Try to get as many unopened oysters as we can. And then obviously, like, if there's other things in the area, I'll probably end up getting it. Like right here, there's supposedly a heat root. So I'm gonna grab that. I'm also gonna grab the shells because then they'll spawn back. They'll spawn back and hopefully an oyster will spawn back instead of shells. But yeah, like as you just saw, there's the bearded Pete. And usually, there was no bearded Pete over here, at least from what I remember. And now there is. Like now you can get it even all the way over here. Before I thought it was like you could only get it like higher up. There's supposedly some right here. There it goes. You can only get it a little bit higher up, like closer to the top of Bahari Bay. But now you can get it here too. So now I've just been getting so many of them. Yeah, we're gonna just walk up and down the beach and try to get as many oysters as we possibly can, essentially, and then we'll open them up after like however many minutes of going back up and down. Hopefully, like, these will spawn back and they'll spawn back and be oysters instead of shells. I find that, like, picking everything up really helps. Like, there's shells here. But yeah, I definitely recommend, like, if you're looking for something in particular, just pick everything up because it'll just spawn back. Spawn back and hopefully be an oyster. Which is super helpful. Oh, almost drowned. Even the coral, everything. Just pick everything up. It also gives me eggs, which I didn't know was gonna give me, which is awesome. But yeah, by the time I get to the end, things already start spawning in. And then when I get to the bottom, I'm probably going to spend some time opening up the oysters, seeing if we got a black pearl. And then if not, we'll just keep going. Okay, that's the bottom. So let's start opening up these pearls and seeing if we got anything. We got a regular pearl. We got regular pearls, which is fine. We can definitely use them. They're good for gifts for Tish if you... I think it's Tish. If you still haven't, like, reached her max friendship level with her. She likes pearls. Nothing has spawned in yet, which is strange. Usually things spawn in by now. There is supposedly a heat route, but it's all the way up there. And I don't want to go up there. Things spawned in over here, though, but it looks like it's all shells. And it looks like some bearded peak spawned in. Here and here. 3 of them. Yeah, recently I've been getting really lucky with them, so I don't know if they increased the spawn rate. I don't know if somebody complained about it. But I've just been getting a lot more lucky with them because it used to be really, really difficult to get them. And now it's not too hard. There's supposedly some oysters up top over here, so I'm gonna head that way. I don't usually go all the way up because it's kind of like annoying to go up this way, but there is oysters and shells up here too. Make sure your focus is all the way up. I try to make sure that my focus is up, so I'm always leveling up. Looks like everything spawned over here. Jesus. Oh, we're getting a raid. Hi. How are you? Alpaca Whacker. Hi, welcome in. Welcome in. What does sticking your hand in that instrument do? What? Hi, welcome in. How was your stream? What were you streaming? Tell me all about it. Welcome in, welcome in. If you don't know me, I am Dee. I play a lot of Palia, and sometimes we hate ourselves and play Marvel Rivals. I'm getting better at this. This is my 3rd raid today, and I'm getting better at talking about myself. um, but hi, welcome in, welcome in. I'm going to go ahead and give you a shout out. If you are not following Alpaca Whacker, make sure to give them a shout out. Oh my god, give them a follow. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, it's late for me. It is 8:30 almost. Hi, Scooters. Hi, Tekka Neater. Hi, Cadius. Hi, Akbar. Claire. Hi, everybody. Welcome in, everybody. Hi, Jack. Hi. Welcome in. Welcome in. Was playing some DBD and heard you were on the Fruities raid train. Yeah, not a member and wanted to show support. Thank you. We appreciate it so much. The Fruities team appreciates it so much. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I am the worst at DBD, so you will never, ever see me playing that. But I am horrendous at that game. But thank you so much for the raid. We appreciate it so much. If you need to raid and run, I completely understand. You gotta take care of yourself. But if not, you're welcome to hang out with us. We are just playing Palia and chilling. It's kind of just a relaxing game. We are looking for oysters because we need a black pearl, and this game hates me and doesn't want to give me one. So we're kind of just running around, literally just running around and picking shit up. And that's it. That is all I'm doing right now. So kind of just a chill day. Thank you so much for the raid. Literally, we just pick things up. KDS, I love these emotes. I love them. They're so cute. Why are there so many shells in this area? Give me oysters. That was an oyster. But yeah, we're looking for oysters because oysters have pearls in them. At least that is what this game tells us. I'm pretty sure that's where pearls come from. Oysters. I don't know. But it's really difficult to find pearls. Felt fitting for Marvel Rivals. I absolutely love Marvel Rivals, and you will catch me playing that occasionally. Thank you for the follow. You will catch me playing that occasionally when I want to hate myself a little bit, and when I want to be angry a little bit. I play it a lot off stream, but I love it. I am a well, okay. I usually say I'm a Mantis main, but recently I've been playing a lot of Invis because it's been fun. Are we gonna steal their precious pearls? We are stealing everybody's precious pearls, okay? They must give me all of their pearls. All of them. I'm sorry, but I need them. I'm sorry. Give me your pearls. I kind of feel bad, right? Because aren't like pearls like their, is it like their baby or something? No, it's probably not their baby. I'm being stupid. Why do they make pearls? Now I'm gonna Google it. Why do oysters have pearls in them? It's pretty fun. Keep telling myself don't go down the cosmetic rabbit hole again with like Overwatch. Oh my god. There's a skin that I want so bad for Mantis, but I am trying. I'm trying to hold out and not spend money on it. I'm trying, but it's so difficult. I used to play Overwatch too. When I played Overwatch, I played, oh my god, Moira. I could not remember her name for the life of me. I played Moira a lot. That's who I mained. But I'm trying not to spend money on games, okay? I'm trying not to spend money on games. Games are expensive enough, and I'm trying not to, but it's so difficult. I did get lucky though and got the Deadpool skin. I got the maid outfit. I did get lucky and I didn't have to spend any of my money. So I was really happy about that. I was really happy about that. I don't even play Deadpool really that much, but I wanted it. I got it. Excited. Now I've been playing Deadpool here and there. If they add Cyclops, Cable, Silver Surfer, and Juggernaut, all bets are off. Oh my god. That's how I felt about the Deadpool skin. I was like, if I do not get it without spending my money, I'm gonna spend my money on it because it's too freaking funny. I need it. And I don't even play Deadpool like that, but recently I have been. I've been trying a lot more Deadpool recently and been like healing with him, and he's honestly not that bad at being a healer, so I do like using him. But I don't know how to use his ult, so I kind of avoid him because I don't know how to use his ult. Is that it? There's nothing over here. Okay, I guess let's open our 16 of them. Maybe we'll get... We got a green pearl, not a black pearl. Still no black pearl. God dang it. God dang it. Okay. We're gonna keep going. We're not quitting. We are not quitters today. I refuse to quit. I literally just need this black pearl for this quest. I hope at some point a company does DC Overwatch to compete with the other two. Ooh. Honestly, I don't know. Like, is DC that big? Like, are those heroes that big, that massive, like, to compete? You know? I don't know. It would be really cool, though. But I don't know if it would get the same attention. That is true. You do have a lot of villains. That is true. You have Joker. That would be really cool, actually. That is true. I didn't even think about that fact. It would be really cool. Hopefully they do. And you have Superman. I would love to play Batman, so that would be honestly really cool. Ah! I want this. Hello? I want that. I want this. Like, I'd play it. As much as I love Marvel, DC cast seems a bit more expansive. Yeah, I agree. There's more there. I do like Marvel, though. I love Marvel. I love Marvel movies. I don't really read comics, though. My daughter does, so she tells me, like, if I'm like, oh, it's from the comics or whatever, she'll explain it to me. Because I don't really read comics or anything like that, but I do think it's really cool. Clayface film. Ooh. I also don't know what's coming out or, like, what is happening in the movie realm. Until, like, I see or somebody tells me about it, I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know. I have no idea. This game hates me. I have realized this game just hates me. There is an oyster up there. The trailer kind of reminds me of an animated episode of Clayface, even his big mace. Ooh, I want to watch the trailer. I'm writing this down. But I remember after stream that I want to watch this trailer. Yeah, I honestly, recently I haven't been watching any movies, but I do really like watching Marvel movies. And just like superhero movies in general. And villain movies. Villain movies are good. Like the Joker movies are good. Doctor Doom later this year. Doctor Doom is coming out. I'd watch that. Most expensive film ever, apparently. What? Really? Do they have a trailer already? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have to check it out. Not sure of trailer. Okay. I was like, if they do, I have to check it out. Also, there is an ad starting in like 2 minutes or so. Just to let you know. Ah, I'm walking into trees and shit. Oh my god, I'm like losing my voice. I don't know why. Like a teenage boy. Need water. BRB gonna grab a snack. Okay, enjoy your snack. Please let us know what you end up grabbing. I like hearing what people's snacks are. I'm probably gonna, after stream, I'm gonna hang out in the Fruities, right, like Fruities team stream, because they're doing karaoke, which is super exciting. I'm not going to be singing because I cannot sing. So unless you want to literally die, I will not be singing. But they will be, so that's awesome. And I'll probably be snacking on something. Don't know what though yet. Probably some cereal. I have a choice of cocoa shredded wheat. Ooh, or oat porridge or Cocoa Pops. I would choose the shredded wheat 100%. That sounds really good, actually. I love shredded wheat. I'm probably weird for saying that, but I do really like shredded wheat. Where is this thing? Did I grab it already? No, it's right here. I do really like that. Wheat. I like wheat. Honestly, I don't know what my snack later will be. Probably a corn muffin. Probably a corn muffin. I have corn muffins and they're delicious. So I might have that as a snack later. I feel like corn muffins are such an old people snack, but I really, really like corn muffins really bad. I don't know. Where is it? Let's check here. Okay, we're at the end of this. So let's see. We got 17. We must have a black pearl somewhere. No black pearl. It hates me. Ah, it hates me. It hates me. We have 1 green pearl so far, 5 regular pearls, and no black pearl. I'm not stupid, right? Black pearls are from Palia. Let's see. Black pearl. Black pearl is an epic gatherable in Palia. Oh my god, it's only from opening an elder clam mushroom. Guys, I've just been doing this for no reason. I've been doing this for no reason. I've been doing this for no reason. It's from a different mushroom. It's from a different clam. You know what? It's okay. We have green pearls now and a bunch of meat that we'll never use. Oh, Lord. That's so funny. I've been doing this for days and I haven't looked it up. I've been doing this for days and wondering why I have not gotten it. We did get a bunch of eggs though, which is really cool. All right. We did get a bunch of bearded peat or whatever, so that's really good. Which we do need. We did need, so that's awesome. Okay, let's see if we have any clam mushrooms, because we might. Oh my god, we have 43 of them. Okay. We got a black pearl. Okay. Okay, so now we need small spore. We need one of them. No, not an elder one. Just a regular one, a small spore. We need an agopu scale. And then we need pumpkin stew, which I don't think we have, but I'm pretty sure we can make it. Yeah, we have everything to make it. Except for pumpkin? No, we have it. We have it. We have it. Okay. And then we'll be done with that quest, which is really nice. Cooking up some pumpkin stew. Okay, we finished that. And we need the spiced whatever that was. And then we need ground heat root. Okay. Okay, now it just needs to cook. Oh, I failed. Okay. And then we just need to stir it. And then it's done, I'm pretty sure. Yay, okay. We got pumpkin stew. Now we just have to return to Tamala. Which, where would she be? She's probably in Elderwood at this time. Right? I'm not wrong. Yeah, she's right here. She's right here.
It's rude to keep a lady waiting.
I have the charm materials. I was starting to get a bit peckish. You're eating the stew, right? Careful, or I might eat you up instead, little lamb. Oh, okay, Tamala. Now, just a moment. Here's the charm. Just hang it off the Echolings pack, and I'm sure it'll do the rest. I expect you to... Okay. Nice.
I hate to see you go.
Okay. I don't know what quests we have. Oh, we still have a bunch. We have this guiding light one, which I haven't been working on at all. Search the letter you found for clues. Catch a bat boy. I don't know what she means by catch a bat boy. What bat boy? What are you talking about? Like, I'm gonna have to... Oh, I could... Is it Kilima, the dragon thing at night? The dragon shrine at night? Inspect the telescope in the dragon shrine at night. Yeah. Dragon shrine. Where is it? Is it this way? Okay. I have to inspect the telescope at night. I don't think this is at night enough. What telescope? Oh, this one. Okay. This was at night enough. Yay! Now I just have to go to Shane. Where is he? All the way over there. I have a tendency to bite my nails, and I forget sometimes that I'm like a VTuber and I shouldn't bite my nails, because then I'm sure my VTuber is acting like crazy right now or doing some weird shit with its mouth. I don't know. All right, Shane, where are you? Where are you? Here he is.
Seeing you always brings peace to my day.
I saw the lens of the telescope. Neither?
I will
Okay.
remember your
That was done. Return to the lighthouse basement to search for additional clues. Okay. Okay. We're gonna go to Bahari. Okay. And then I think we have to go to the lighthouse. So we have to go to Lighthouse Lagoon. So let's go to Pulsewater Plains. Okay. We do have to raid out soon. I don't have a raid message though. Does anyone have a raid message? For the Fruities train? If anyone is here. have to go to the basement, it said. Where the heck is the basement? Oh, right here. It won't budge. How do we get to the basement? Was there like a back door or something? Was there a back door? I don't think so. The hatch won't budge. I left the key at my favorite thinking spot. Find the thinking spot described in the note by the lighthouse basement door. Okay, well, I have no idea. All right, let's pull up. Let's pull up. Oh my god. Ignore the fact that we're just bouncing around screens right now. I didn't know which one was my just chatting screen. Because I have two. Okay. Let's see. We need to go to the Oh, are they not online? Are they online? Yeah, they're not online yet. Okay. That's all right. We'll just hang out. Yeah. Are you guys excited for some karaoke? I wish that I could sing good. I promise. I wish that I could sing good, but I just can't. I just can't. It's gonna be fun though. I'm excited. I'm super excited about it. Oh, okay. I'll let you know when I see them on. Okay. Yeah, I was like, wait a second, are they not on? They aren't though. It's okay. But yeah, I made this screen on Canva. It makes me really happy. It's really cute. I'm really excited to dance to some music though. Everyone's gonna be so great. Thank you. I am quickly going to hold on. Take off my camera for a quick second. I bit myself, like bit my skin on my finger, and I made myself freaking bleed. So now I'm like, ah, I have to grab something to clean it. I know. I have a tendency, like it's like a nervous like thing. I have a tendency to like bite my nails and stuff when I am not like paying attention to what I'm doing. So sometimes I like bite my skin on my fingers, which is like super freaking annoying. and then I make myself bleed because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Um, ooh, Kate is streaming too. My friend. That's really exciting. Okay, they just went live. I'll give them a minute though. No, you're okay. You're okay. I was just like getting ready to raid out and I was like, "Oh wait, they're not up yet." You're okay. There's no rush at all. There is no rush at all. Oh my god, it's so freaking cute. Okay. Can I let's see. I was trying to think of like a raid message. I don't know. Why? Oh, okay, I don't have to worry about ads. I see, I see, I see. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna raid over. Do you want to put a raid message in chat? If not, it's okay. Thank you for the raid, Alpaca. I don't know if we have one either. That's why I'm like, I don't know. Like, did we make one? Do we have one? I don't want to use my regular ones. We could do like yay, that's perfect. That's perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and rate over. All right. Let's go ahead and rate over. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Let's go have some fun with karaoke. Let's go. Of course. It's gonna be fun. Let's go.